our first video tutorial of Microsoft Translator app, we took a closer look at how we can translate text. But did you know there are many other features of the Translator app that will help us best support our ELL students who may need a little extra support in our classes, including we can use the Translator app to translate voice recordings. We can also use the Translator app to translate text on images, as well as translating digital inking. Let's take a closer look how. Let's start off with voice recordings. So here in Translate, I'm simply going to click on the Voice tab. And to get started, we're going to set up our language. So I'm going to translate from English, and notice that I have available a wide variety of languages. Let's go ahead and pick Spanish. Here it is. So once I've selected my language, I just simply have to click on the green microphone button here in the center, or I press Control Spacebar, and then I just say the message that I'd like to translate. Hello, welcome to our class. Please take out your books. Once I'm finished, I simply press the green microphone again to stop recording. And notice that as I was speaking, my message was added here in English to the far left and translated to Spanish in the far right. Again, just like in the translate text, I can listen to my translation.
Hola, bienvenidos a nuestros coches, por favor, saquen.
I can select a word and click on dictionary to see translations, as well as examples of how I could also use this particular term or phrase. I could copy the entire translation and then paste that translation into a Word document or possibly an email that I was preparing for either one of my students or possibly even a parent in my class community. If I had more that I wanted to add to this particular statement, I could simply pin this translation and then click the microphone and add more. Don't forget to put your name on your paper. I can also click the three dots to save the particular translation, or I can share or export this translation. And again, if I click on share, notice that I could export the translation as an email. I can export it to a OneNote notebook, or even export it to a Skype conversation, maybe that I'm having with a colleague. Now, let's take a closer look at translating images. So up here at the top, I'm going to click on the Image tab. And again, the first thing I'll do is set up my language. So let's translate this into French. And this time I have to open an image that I have saved. It either needs to be a GIF or a GIF, a JPEG, or a PNG file. Click Open. And let me just find an image. This is a larger image, but let's see how it handles it. I will select the image and click Open. And that opens in that box. I can zoom in and out. And notice that it actually put the French translation over top of the English text on the image. It also put the French translation into the box over to the right. And I have all those familiar features where I can listen, I can look up in the dictionary, I can copy, I can pin and then open another image, or I can save or share this translation. Please note that when I copy or share the translation, it only provides me the text. It doesn't provide me with what I see here to the right, the actual image with the translation over top. I only see the text that is in the box to the far right. Let's now take a look at the final feature in the Translate menu, and that is ink. Notice when I click ink, I see a large box where I can use a pen, a mouse, or a stylus to essentially write a message that will be translated, again, in the language that I've set up here at the top. So let's leave this set up as English translated to French, and let's go ahead and write a message. Notice as I use digital ink to write my message, or in this case, 2 questions, they are typed in the box below in English. When I click the translate button here at the top, the 2 questions are automatically translated to French in the box to the right. And again, I have those similar features that we've gotten to know quite well. I can listen to the 2 questions read out loud.
Comment vas-tu? Comment vous appelez-vous?
I can always select a term and click dictionary to see translations, as well as examples of how the word could be used in different ways. Again, I can copy or pin this particular translation, or I can save it as a text file or share the translation. Those are the main features of the Translate tool inside Microsoft Translator app for Windows 10. You will have similar features in the Translator app for Mac, as well as for mobile iOS and Android devices. Quickly, let's wrap up by taking a look at some of the other features in the app. Notice that if I click Language Packs, I can actually download available languages for translation when you are working offline. If I click on History in the top menu bar, I will see a history of basically all the things that I have translated recently, as well as any translations that I have pinned. If I click on the 3 dots, I can either keep pinned translations or I can choose to clear my history. We will talk about conversations in another video tutorial. And finally, in the Windows 10 app, there is also a translator phrasebook. And you'll notice that, there are categorized phrases. For example, if we look at essentials, we will see greetings, language essentials such as I don't speak French. And again, you can just click on it and select listen.
Je ne parle pas français.
Money and purchases, as well as general. Let's go back to see some of the other categories. We also have a category for travel and directions, lodging, dining, time, date, numbers, health, technology. If we click on technology, we can see some general phrases as well as phrases related to our phone, connectivity, etc. And we also have emergency phrases. These quick phrases could be used when you are beginning to communicate with a new English language learner to your class who is particularly struggling with his or her English language skills. Overall, the Microsoft Translator app for Windows 10 devices, as well as for Macs, can be ideal for not only you, the teacher, to have installed on your device, but also for students to have installed on their devices. It can definitely help students gain confidence as well as improve their communication in the English language.